Let's get into this. Let's continue the night. Now's the time for some speeches. I know that everyone who's up for a speech tonight can't wait for this. They've been looking forward for weeks and weeks. First of all, as I said earlier, I've known Lynette for not that long. I've known her a couple of years. But in that time, I've found her wonderfully warm, friendly, educated, and lovely young woman. Sam, I've known for nearly all his life, and I still like the guy. Now, Sam, you'll notice that I'm reading this. The purpose why I'm reading it is because Sam gave it to me to read. So now Sam, very motivated, friendly, enterprising, caring young man, not to mention one sexy beast. Now that was his word, so I'm not sure. But look, the people that know Sam and Lynette best are probably their parents. So I'd like to invite them up in turn to congratulate Sam and Lynette and say a few words. Would you please welcome Mother of the Bride, Therese.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome everyone. For those who doesn't know me, I'm the mother of the bride. Thank you for traveling from near and far to share this beautiful occasion with us. Congratulations to Lynette and Sam. What a beautiful night. I am living a dream. I'd like to take you down memory lane when Lynette was going through deciding factor of her career. One afternoon she came and asked me if I could drive her to Frankston Magistrate Court for work experience. Then she announced, I want to be a lawyer. I was so happy about her choice. At the time, I happened to have overdue invoices from my client, and I thought to myself, that choice of career will be very handy. After she finished her work experience, I handed her the overdue invoices and said, try to recover this to me. She looked at me and said, I no longer want to be a lawyer. I have changed my mind. I want to be a psychologist. And what a psychologist she became. In the last 10 years, not only she has helped thousands of young special needs children, but she also coached their parents on how to care for them. To Sam, million welcome to our family, and I thank you for making my Lynette the happiest girl around the block. Sam, I must say this. Before I met you, I never used to like barbecue that much. But after I tried yours, I'm sold. I would like to thank Des and Ginny, Guy, for raising such an amazing, caring, and very capable young man who made my daughter so happy. Thank you. I want to thank both my sister, Mary Samak, and Lois Saadi, who comes all the way from Sydney with their family. We are so grateful that you are here with us tonight. We love you. And all the way from Melbourne, Laura, Angela, and Carla Canistra, we adore all of you. And a special thanks for Carlo and Laura for your ongoing support, for always being there for our family. Mary and Morris Biscatelli, we are forever grateful that you are sharing this occasion with us. And for all our friends that have traveled here tonight, word cannot describe how grateful we are that you are also here sharing that happy occasion. Love you all.
Thank you, Therese. Could I call to the microphone the bride's dad, Joe? Please do the microphone. Off you come, Joe. Joe.
Good evening, everyone. I am just amazed that you all came. It's been a long journey, an incredibly long journey, because, as you know, COVID has impacted everyone, including Sam and Lynette. And we are now here celebrating the event, well, I'll say of my lifetime, because it's been such a long anticipated event. Having said that, I would like to, with my hand on my heart, thank each and every one of you for making the effort to come here to celebrate this special event. I know for some of you, it's been a long and arduous journey, and you've made it. You've come here, and it's an honour from me and my family to have you here tonight. And I take my hat off to, if I was wearing a hat, and I don't need to because I've got nothing to hide, but it's really an honour to have you here to celebrate this special event. And I would just like to say that you are in great company. We love you all, and we hope you have an enjoyable evening. Thank you to SkyPoint and Q1 and Sam and Lynette for picking this incredible venue. I can't top it, at least not this side of the equator. This is just spectacular. And yes, it is on top of the world. If you look out, we've got a beautiful scenery. The weather has cleared somewhat. And if you look out the window, you will see what I mean. It is just spectacular. And all I can say, honestly, is I wish Sam and Lynette a spectacular life together. May the stars always shine in your favour.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Joe. Thanks, Joe. Thank you. And thanks, Therese. Thank you very much. It always takes two members of the party to make a wedding and make a marriage. Obviously, we've heard from the mum and dad of the bride, so I'd like to introduce Des Guy, the father of the groom. Oh, and of course Jenny. Of course, the shadow.
I've actually had one cry tonight, and I'll try not to make it a second one, but so forgive me if I get a little emotional, but it's been one hell of a journey to get here. It's been a long build-up, a long lead-up, but we've enjoyed every moment of it. So friends and family, can I start by thanking you for being here to celebrate the most important day of Sam and Lynette's lives, particularly those people who've travelled so far from interstate. Now, Joe just made a classic. I want you to listen to this because I made this up. Today, promises became permanent, friends became family. Strong, very strong. For those that we haven't met yet, I apologise, but I'm Des and this is Jenny, and it's an honour to be here today as Sam's dad and Lynette's father-in-law. Now, I've actually been told that father of the groom speeches are a bit of a new innovation in weddings. They haven't been going on. They certainly weren't there when Jen and I got married. But having been a part of Sam's life from procreation through to today makes me eminently qualified to say a few words. Speaking of procreation, if we go back around 33 years, I can advise that Sam was actually the product of a card game. Fact. Jen and I decided that we'd try for a backup to Matthew, who'd been born a few years earlier. And as many of you will know, there are particular windows of opportunity for a woman to conceive every month. And one of those windows was actually on the night of my weekly card game. Of course, Jenny only tells me this as I'm walking out the door. So as a committed husband, I dutifully dragged her into the bedroom for 2 minutes of unbridled passion, while the boys waited patiently in the car outside. Well, I had a bit of a win and a loss that night. I lost on the cards, but we did have a win when we found out a little later that we're going to have little baby Sam. Those of you who know Sam, you know he loves a punt, so it might be in his genes somewhere. It's taken Sam a little bit of time to work out, don't shake your head, mate, to work out what he wants and where he wants to be in life. Because Sammy, surprisingly, has commitment issues. He struggled as a kid to commit to just one sport, trying gymnastics, rugby league, baseball, touch football, to name just a few. He then struggled to commit to a university degree. He started with law, then business, then teaching, then commerce, and now he's decided to have a go at a Master of Business Administration. But when Sammy puts his mind to something, he gives it a red hot crack. In 2015, he decided that he was going to leave the Gold Coast and forge a career in finance in Melbourne. He knew no one, he had nowhere to live, but that didn't deter him. And before long, he'd started his own finance business, which he ran for a couple of years before moving into a few management positions. And it was while this was going on that his path crossed with this young girl called Lynette Cataldo. I vividly remember him ringing me and telling me that he'd met this girl and they got on like a house on fire. He told me he thought she was Italian or Lebanese or something, and that she lived about an hour away. Now, like any good dad, I said, "Oh, mate, seriously? You don't think you'd find someone who lives a little closer? Or maybe someone who's not quite so exotic?" But he assured me that she was perfect. The hour travel time that separated them wasn't an issue, and before long they were an item. Of course, it wasn't long after that, with sustained pressure from the Gold Coast parents, that Sam had to bring Lynette up for a visit so that we could check her out. And it took no time for us to realise that she wasn't only gorgeous, but was an intelligent, strong-willed, independent woman. She needed to be after getting... And she certainly needed to be after getting the grilling from Jen and I on that visit. But I actually thought, well, if she could deal with that, there's nothing that Sam could throw at her that she couldn't deal with. But as well as being strong and independent, Lynette's forged a successful career as a psychologist. And in the last 18 months or so, the two of them have started their own psychology practice, with Sam managing the business and Lynette and 3 other psychologists providing the specialty services. And we are so proud as parents of what they've achieved in such a short time, and we can't wait to see the future possibilities for life psychology. I'll give you the phone number later if you need some help. But Jen and I have been blessed with 2 special children in Matthew and Sam. They've grown into fine young men who show all the traits you look for in good human beings, the traits that every parent looks for in their children. They're supportive, they're kind, they're loving, they're loyal, and they're committed. They love their family and their friends, and they're proud to say it. They're the traits that I know that Sammy will bring to the marriage, and I know that Lynette will too, because she also comes from a loving and caring family. As a matter of fact, I've been a little bit jealous of how Sam has been accepted into the Cataldo family. So I guess from today, Joe and Therese now have 3 sons and a daughter. Sammy, your mum and I are incredibly proud of you and couldn't be happier than to be with you today to celebrate your marriage to Lynette. All that any parent wants is for their kids to be healthy and happy, and we know that you are. Today is the official beginning of your future together, and we can't wait to see it and be a part of it. To Joe, Therese and the extended Cataldo family, thank you for welcoming my family into yours, and we look forward to many more celebrations together. Enjoy your night, everyone. There's a big drink tab on. Drink up, go hard.
Okay, when I was pregnant with Sam, after the 2 minutes of passion, I thought he was going to be a girl. No gender reveals in 1989. So I thought, okay, we booked into Pindara Hospital to the pink suite, because in those days you had a blue or a pink choice. We picked out a name. The name was Laura, which was Des's mum's, one of Des's mum's names. So his grandma, it was his grandma. It was a token, it was a gesture to her. Anyway, that's fine. Then we had Sam. Now, we weren't disappointed. It wasn't a girl. We were fine. We were fine. We were fine. It was okay. However, what's happened now is that through Sam, we now have a daughter. We have Lynette. She's perfect. She's gorgeous. She's intelligent. She's everything you would want in a daughter. And we thank Sam for bringing her into our family. So, Lynette, you are our daughter. It's not daughter-in-law, it's just a daughter. The other thing I want to say is another thing about Sam. Sam's name is Samuel Roy Guy, which is a nod to his granddad, Roy. And Sam was a very special grandchild for his granddad, and he acknowledged them today in his speech and at the ceremony. However, he lives on in Sam. Not least in the fact that Sam has developed all of these amazing skills, building skills, since he's been in Melbourne, which we had no idea about. And that's a nod to Grandad, because Grandad was very, very much into that sort of building and handyman stuff. So I think that's come through Grandad, Sam. The other thing is that when we ring Sam, he answers with, "G'day." And he sounds just like Grandad. And I just want to say today that his grandparents would be so proud of where he is, what he's doing, and the fact that he's married to Lynette. And they would love you and welcome you so much into the family, Lynette. So I just want to just say that. One more thing. We have friends here who, over the years, we've collected neighbours. And our friends and neighbours are there tonight. There was one neighbour that was a little bit special, who we lived next door to. And I just want to give this little story. Whenever Sam was in trouble with us, he would go next door to the Spencers and walk in with a book, lay down on their lounge, and Sue would go, "Okay, it's fine, Sam, we know where you're at, it's all good." So I just want to acknowledge the fact that we have our friends and neighbours here tonight, and how wonderful they've been to support Des and I and Sam through his life. That's it. I am so really proud of Sam and Lynette and what they're doing. I'm really grateful to the Cataldo family for how they've accepted Sam over the years, how he's so much part of your family, and we thank you for that, because he's away from us, but he's got you. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done, Jen. Not yet, okay. Okay, thank you, Des. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you everyone. Like in all good marriages, there's some give and take, and there's some changes that need to be made on the run. And we're going to test that first up tonight, because initially what we're going to do now is we were going to continue with our speeches, but dinner's on the burn, so to speak. So what we've decided is we're going to hold back a speech from Matthew, and we're going to feed you first, and then we'll come back a little bit later on in about 3/4 an hour, half an hour, 3/4 an hour, and we'll continue with our speeches. All right, just remember next time the bell rules. I have my new bell girl with me, so she will be ringing the bell. So enjoy your main meal, remembering this is the first meal that we've all had together with a new partnership in Sam and Lynette. So let's enjoy our first meal together. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you back into the room. I understand that we've had a little bit of trouble with the speakers. So hopefully that everyone can hear us now up the back there. I apologise for that, but that's hopefully been remedied. So hopefully you'll hear the rest of that. And when you look at it, the speeches so far have been fantastic. But we all came here to listen to one man. And we'll get to that in a little while. Before we do that, I'm not sure actually if I've got this right. And please tell me if I'm wrong here, but I've got Sam's best man as his older brother, Matthew. Now, I'm not sure whether that's right, because I've known these two all their lives, just about all their lives. I won't say my life, but I've known them quite a while. And it worries me that someone picks a best man that only recently, not so many years ago, admitted to his parents, as Matthew did, that he actually broke Sam's arm when he was a young fella. Not only did he not admit it, he threatened Sam and said, if you tell Mum and Dad, I'll break the other one. So I'm not quite sure why he would pick him as a best man. But seriously, I've known these two as brothers for a long time, and I've known them as a very caring and loving towards each other, supportive. I know that they have a special bond as brothers, but also as good friends. So I'd like to welcome Matthew to the altar. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you for that introduction, Phil. My name is Matthew Guy, and I am the first brother. Welcome, Steve and Vic. The first brother of that skinny little man in the centre of the table, Samuel Roy Guy. Now, we know there has been a few false starts to this event before it eventually happened this evening, so I want to say I'm incredibly pleased to welcome all of the young ones this evening to the wedding of Sam and Lynette, as sponsored by Pfizer. And for those of a determined age, the wedding of Sam and Lynette, as sponsored by AstraZeneca. There is a lot of people in this room, 166 I think at last count, 166 of your nearest and dearest. Well, since it's just close family, I assume everybody knows how Sam and Lynette met. It was announced today at the ceremony. No? Weren't listening? It wasn't at the library, like Lynette tells people. It wasn't at a corporate box at the races, like Sam tells people. It wasn't at rehab, like I tell people. No, Sam and Lynette encountered each other for the first time on a little website called eHarmony. Oh, it does happen. But what a lot of you may not know is that eHarmony was not Sam's first foray into the online dating arena. In fact, there was a period of time where Sam felt like a little bit of an online Casanova. I remember this one time I went up to Queensland for my birthday. This is before Sam had moved to Melbourne. And one morning at the kitchen table, the table, he picks up his iPhone and he goes, swipe, 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 damn, out of matches. I said, what was that? He said, that was Tinder. I said, and what were you doing? He said, I match with everyone, and then I wait for them to match with me, and then I weed them out. I said, why would you do that? He looks me dead in the eye and says, I like to cast a wide net. So in true Guy family wedding tradition, and I think Uncle Ray knows what I'm talking about, I have managed to track down one of these past matches. So I'd like you all to put your hands together. From the back of the room, can we please welcome... No, just joking. I tried, but Mum and Dad wouldn't spring for a meal from her and we couldn't get the pole in the elevator. But speaking of springing for a wedding, There are 4 people here who, without, tonight would not have happened. From running around with caterers and florists to making decisions and opening wallets, can I please ask you to raise your glasses for the parents of the union, Joe and Therese Cataldo, and Jenny and Des Guy. Now on to Lynette. Lynette, I want to say you joined our family from the moment we met you. And I'm so proud to be able to make it official. Though Sam has tried to fill the gap over the years, it's nice to finally have an actual sister. As a big brother, you do worry about your younger siblings. You always want to know that they're okay. Thank you for looking after him, guiding him and grounding him. I'm sure it has taken all of your psychology training. But everybody loves a project. And Sam, I've been saying for years you need to see a psychologist. Thank you for finally listening. Now listen to Lynette. So with those words of brotherly love out of the way, please join me by raising your glasses in toast to the bride and groom, Sam and Lynette.
Thanks. Thanks, Matthew. I wondered whether he did ever tell Mum and Dad about the broken arm. Because of the little hiccup we had just before, what I'd like to do is ask Sam and Lynette to make their way up to the mezzanine for probably my favourite part of the evening, the cutting of the cake. You don't get this big by not liking to eat cake. So we'll ask them to head up there and we'll cut the cake, and then if anyone wants to get some photos, please feel free to come up and get the photos after the professional ones have taken theirs. Let's just take a photo and let's come back and sit down because we've got to continue on, and we're going to hear from probably the most important people tonight, Sam and Lynette. So we're just going to cut the cake and we'll go from there. I'm going to now get down on my bended knees and beg for you to have a bit of quiet, please. Please. I don't have to come down and single you out, because I will. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here tonight to acknowledge and share the joining of 2 great souls. And we've had a lot of speeches tonight. We've heard a lot of truths and a lot of nice words. I'd like to invite Sam and Lynette to address you now as husband and wife.
Thank you, Phil. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, the lecterne's too low for me to see with my bad eyesight, so I'm not going to bother using it. For those who know me, I'm not really a fan of the limelight, so luckily I have my beautiful new bride with me to keep me going. Now, firstly, and of course most importantly, can someone tell me how the Titans went tonight? Oh my God. I just can't take a trick today. I'm kidding. I'm so happy. Paul Finch from the American Pie series defines marriage as a binding, unifying, eternal, never-ending, permanent chaining together of 2 people. Now, I couldn't think of being chained to anybody else than my beautiful new bride, Lynette. This day wouldn't have been anywhere near as well organised, well planned, or well styled without her countless hours of thought, planning, and preparation. Not to mention all of the times that she needed to spend on social media, apparently looking for inspiration from other people's weddings. Lynette, you have made me so happy over the past 5.5 years. We've been through so much together in the lead up to this day, and I can't believe that we're finally here. Thank you for loving me when I haven't been very lovable, for supporting me through my changes and growth, and for never stopping to be the most amazing person that I've ever met.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Well, Sam, thank you for supporting me for the past 5.5 years and for truly showing me your unconditional devotion. Thank you for loving me so much that you took the big leap and have decided to stay in cold Melbourne, even though your family live in the sunny Gold Coast. Thank you for loving me so much that you decided to move from the city down to our house in Langwarrin and have learned how to tow trailers, ride ride-on mowers, work a chainsaw, wood splitter, and climb up ladders to clean our gutters, even though I know it terrifies you because you hate heights, and we all know that you sometimes lose your balance, like Jenny. I love spending time with you so much. You're my favourite, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you.
Love you. I love you, bro. All right, now that's out of the way, we would like to thank all of you for coming today. We know that a lot of you travelled, and over half of the group is made up of our wonderful friends and family from interstate. It honestly means the world to both of us that you're all here. And then, of course, there are those guests from Queensland, many of whom started out as friends of neighbours of my parents, but who I've grown to think of as part of my own extended family. And as special as this day has been, I'm sure that these guests in particular are even more excited about the fact that Desi has actually thrown a party that isn't BYO drinks for once.
Our parents have always been a huge part of our lives and have also been a huge part of this wedding. So we couldn't have done it without them, and we're so honoured to call ourselves your children. Des, Jenny, Mum and Dad, thank you so much.
We're so lucky to have you in our lives, and we wouldn't be the people we are without your guidance and support. We know that we haven't always made it easy, but you've stuck by us. To Phil, our MC, we have never even considered anyone else for the job, and we couldn't think of another person who could represent us on our special day as well as you have. To Abby, our new friend and celebrant, who changed her previous plans within 10 minutes of our celebrant being unavailable for the wedding, and who flew her whole family up to Queensland to be here with us. You made our ceremony so special, and we'll always remember it. To Genevieve, our florist, and her daughter Elise, who are responsible for the entirety of the beautiful arrangements you've seen here tonight. I know we didn't give you much to work with, but you had our full faith, and the results speak for themselves. To the SkyPoint staff who have been working with us for over 2 years for this day to happen, we have gone through so many changes and variations to the day that my head is still spinning. But here we are, and everything has come together perfectly.
To the rest of our family and friends, we're absolutely blown away and honoured that so many of you have been on this journey with us, willing to firstly brave the peak of COVID to be with us for part of our original wedding date in August last year, and then bearing with us while we rescheduled to today. The fact that there are so many of you here today makes us feel so incredibly loved and supported. Each and every one of you has honestly been a key part of our lives and our wedding day.
Get it?
We also specifically want to thank our page boys, Sam and Tom, our flower girls, Kiara, Amelia, Olivia, and Kira, who started our day. Woo! Who started our day so beautifully. I've lost where I'm up to. Hang on. Oh, can everyone give them a big round of applause?
Now, this wedding isn't just about us, and we need to talk about our amazing bridal party, who have unfailingly supported us over the past few months and who continue to look after and guide us every single day. So let's talk a little bit about what our closest people have been doing since we first got engaged.
Okay. My maid of honour Amanda and her husband Ari gave birth to Connor, who we really hope has Amanda's brains because he definitely has Ari's looks.
Rude. After purchasing their first home in Woolloomooloo, my brother and best man Matthew, along with his partner Sebastian, have firmly cemented their place as my family's most successful couple to go along with already being the best looking.
My maid of honour Nicola welcomed a new member of the family in beautiful baby Kira, who you all saw running down... No, you didn't see running down the aisle. But you did see her beautiful sisters Amelia and Olivia running down the aisle.
Nicola's husband and my groomsman Stephen also welcomed a new member to the family, a commercial kitchen and pizza oven to go on the new deck that he built at his house. Now, not only could Stephen handle this along with his ever-growing family, but also managed to hold down a full-time job and manage the family's many projects as well. So congratulations to you, Steve.
My bridesmaid Laura has started a hugely successful mechanic business with her partner Antonio, which is consistently so busy that I have no idea how she has the time to be such an amazing entertainer herself. In fact, I think she could have catered for this many people in her own backyard with less stress.
Much less stress. Spoiler alert. My groomsman Vic and his partner Karen have just recently become engaged. So let's raise a glass to them to celebrate. We can't wait for another Cataldo wedding, and I'm looking forward to Kaz officially being part of my new family.
My bridesmaid Shoni and her fiancé Wayne are also busy planning a wedding for 2023, whilst also purchasing and building their first home, which is conveniently 11 minutes away from us and exactly halfway between work and home, so we can stop there for after work drinks every day.
My groomsman Kyle's beautiful wife Alana can't be with us today because she has just given birth to their beautiful baby girl. We can't wait to see her grow, and I'm looking forward to her learning her first words, Uncle Sam.
My bridesmaid, Catherine, is absolutely thriving in North Queensland, and it must be the quality of the air up here. She's just started an awesome new job in a mining lab, so when the bar tub runs out, drinks are on her.
And finally, my groomsman, Luke, continues to be the living embodiment of having many fingers and many pies. His entrepreneurial spirit has seen his multiple businesses grow exponentially over the past few years. If only he could give me a decent horse tip before it actually wins instead of telling me about it afterwards.
Okay. And finally, there are some who couldn't be with us today, but we know that Mavis and Roy, Nonna Rosa and Nonna Vic, Jeje and Haula are all watching down on us and joining us in celebrating our special night. So let's raise a glass to them, the most important people, because as we know, without them, none of us would be here today.
Thank you.
Cheers. Cheers.
That's it from us. So, guys, please relax, enjoy, drink up, and we can't wait to catch up with you all soon.
You take that. Thank you, everyone. You'll be happy to know we're getting close to the end of the speeches. I know it can be a bit of a tedious night, but I think it's really important that we all acknowledge everyone that's been associated with tonight. I'd like to thank Sam and Lynette for allowing me to be such a part of the today's celebration. I welcome you all here tonight earlier to celebrate a union between these two wonderful people. I ask you to continue that friendship and that guidance and that support that you've given them tonight through the rest of their lives, because we all know that young people need guidance and support from everyone, so please continue to do that. The last thing that I've got to announce is that as a couple, another tradition is the first dance. So I'd invite Sam and Lynette onto the dance floor. The floor's yours, babies. And after that, we're going to have the bridal party join us. And please, everyone, the fun now begins we've got a great band, so let's enjoy them, and we'll talk a bit, and then you can get up on the mezzanine to watch them dance. Are you that good, really? John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, please welcome them to the dance floor.